Peace and blessings, beautiful souls. I am Brandi L. Bates, and you're now listening to Power Podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at Soledad Francis and on Instagram at Brandi is Winning. Many of these podcasts are archived on YouTube via the I Am Brandi Bates YouTube channel. But please try to always get them fresh pressed every Thursday evening on iTunes, brandibates.podomatic.com, and SoundCloud. Today we're talking about stack season. Understand. It's all connected. Your gifts, your circumstances, your purpose, your imperfections, your journey, your destiny. It's molding you. Do you hear me? It's all connected. Your problems, your circumstances and situations are custom fit, custom designed, tailor-made for you. That's why if you tried to trade in your problems with someone else's problems, you throw them back in the pile, because your problems, believe it or not, your problems are customized and tailor-made for you to grow in the way you need to grow, for you to evolve the way you need to evolve. Happy New Year. 2018 is in the building. We're talking about getting paid. We're talking about stack season 2018. All bullshit to the side. Let's get really real today. Okay? Number one, you're going to have to change yourself. You're going to have to change some aspects about yourself, because oftentimes some of our characteristics and our habits are not working for us. And I'm here to tell you, because your friends and your family, those who are close to you, they don't have the heart to hurt your feelings. They don't want to hurt your feelings. But I will hurt your motherfucking feelings all day long. If it grows you, if it improves you, if it makes you better, if it makes you a better man or woman, it makes you feed your family and be a better person, I'm going to hurt your feelings. And understand that you're going to have to change some aspect of yourself, because there's something that you're doing or not doing. There is some innate flaw in your way of thinking that might be holding you back. And you know in your heart of hearts that I'm right about this. That's the only reason why you're continuing to listen to this. Number two, you are in control of you. You are the CEO. You are the boss. You are the God of your life. You are the voice of your subconscious mind. So you are in control. Yes, where you live, the government has control. Taxes have control. The economy has a bearing. Sometimes your family and your race, your ethnicity, your gender, who you are has control. But ultimately, you are in control. And you have the means and the ability to change yourself, to change your habits, to change the way you're thinking. Number three, forgive and let go. And I say that to say, sometimes the reason why we can't get ahead in life, sometimes The reason we can't get ahead in our endeavors is because we're holding on to some shit we really need to let go. And I'll put it to you like this. When you think about your ex-husband, your ex-wife, your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, if you're still angry and caught up on some shit they said or did, you're still in love. And that hanging over will hold you back if they've moved on and you're still holding on. And I say this to say this has a huge bearing on your finances, your ability to get money, your ability to stack. Because if you have one aspect of your heart and your mind preoccupied with another motherfucker, you are going to be distracted. Okay? So we're taking the gloves off. And let's get really, really crystal clear and transparent. You have to let them go. You have to let it go. Some shit that your parents may have done in your childhood, you gotta let it go, baby. You gotta let it go. Things that have been said and done to you, people who have wronged you, you gotta let it go. Not for them, but for you. Number 4. Without action, you aren't going anywhere, baby. It all starts with you, and it all starts with action. A lot of us like to get on the internet, and we get on Instagram, we get on Twitter, we get on Snapchat, and we talk, and we create memes, and we tweet, and we quote, and we get on Facebook, and we're posting pictures, and we're posting memes, and yet and still we're not doing shit. This talk is for you. Put the kids away. This is not for the kids. This is for you. Because I'm going to get really real with you today in 2018. The gloves are off. We got to get real. Because I don't want you to be broke. And I don't want you to be defeated going into 2018. We're talking about stack season. And again, if I have to step on your toes and hurt your feelings to get you to grow and come out of your season of darkness, season of failure, or just not fully reaching your full capacity, the fullness of who you are, I'm going to hurt your feelings all day long. That's what I'm here to do, because somebody has to do it. Number 5. Take care of this moment. This moment right here, right now. This is all we have. You don't have yesterday. You don't have, 7 years ago, I was over there, I was working over there, and they let me go. You don't have 7 years ago. Who cares about 7 years ago? 12 years ago, 12 years ago, they shit on me. Who cares what they did 12 years ago? And if you're still living 12 years ago, you can't be living today. You can't be occupying today and have one foot in 7 years ago or 12 years ago. And guess what? You cannot occupy today and be living 3 years from now. Oh, well, I'm getting my shit together, and like next year, 3 years, it's gonna be popping. Listen, all you have is now. Be here now, and be here now fully and completely. All you have is now, and now. What time is it? Now, and now, and now, and now. Look at the clock. It's now o'clock. It's now o'clock. All you have is now. Number 6. We're talking about stack season, folks. Everyone is human. I don't care how big and bad you think somebody is. They're human. Your supervisor, she's human. He's human. Your significant other, he's human. She is human. Capillaries, blood, bones, veins. Soft. Human. And the thing about humans is that sometimes words hurt humans. Even though humans like to act like words don't hurt. Words wound humans. Humans have weakness. Humans have thresholds of pain. Humans have levels to which they cannot overcome. Everyone has a different threshold of pain and a level to which they cannot overcome or cannot exceed until they learn and grow and mature and build upon where they are to be able to overcome. Your clients, your customers, they're human. Your family, they're human. They're human. And remember that when you're dealing with another person and you're talking to someone, always appeal to their humanity. And one thing I can say without a shadow of a doubt is that humans like to be appealed to. And you have to appeal to a human being's personal, how it's going to benefit them, how it's going to help them. In fact, if we're being honest, the reason you're listening to this right now, in this moment, in this second, in this hour, is because of how it's going to benefit you. Number 7, persist. I don't care how bad it gets. Persist. I don't care how much it hurts. Persist. I don't care how much they get on your nerves. Persist. I don't care when your money is tight. Persist. I don't care if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Persist. Because the man or woman who learns how to persist in the face of trials and tribulation, in the face of doubt, in the face of mounting debt, mounting opposition, mounting adversity, they are going to stack. They're going to stack money. They're going to stack resilience. They're going to stack strength. They're going to stack character. They're going to stack the ability to overcome anything that comes against them. Persist. Number 8, see the good in people and help them. See the good in people. If find the good in each and every man and woman and child in your life. I don't care if they're a drug addict. I don't care if they're alcoholic. I don't care if they failed you, they doubted you, they talk shit about you, they threw mud at you. See the good in people. What is he good at? What is she good at? What makes them beautiful? What makes them shine? What makes them stand apart from the crowd? Find the good in people. One thing about me is I search out the good in people. I don't care how shitty you are. I don't care how much of a lowlife you are to the world. I am going to search and seek out whatever seed of good there is within you. And I'm going to allow that to be the motivating force for why I deal with you. And I've learned to be, the better you get at seeking out the good in people, the more fruitful the relationship will be. And you have to learn how to kind of, I don't want to say ignore people's flaws, but overlook them. Because we all have flaws. And one thing I can say is that you're always going to have to deal with people. You're going to have to deal with people in business. You're going to have to deal with people with your children. You're going to have to deal with people in relationships. You're going to have to deal with people in terms of money, getting money, spending money, investing money. You're going to have to deal with people. Even in learning about your own history, just trying to be a better fucking human being on this planet, you are going to have to deal with people. All your greatest hopes, aspirations, and dreams and goals are going to come about through the hands of other people. And so you're going to have to deal with people, good, bad, or indifferent. Some of them will have ugly personalities. Some of them will come with flaws. You're going to have to deal with people. And so I'm saying to you, the way to win is to see the good in them. As long as you have to deal with someone, see the good in them. Seek it out. Even if it's just a small percentage of who they are, of a small percentage of their makeup. Find it. Number 9, be congruent, authentic. Be your true self. And the problem is that a lot of us, we will downplay who we really are because we think that that'll get us ahead in life. And it doesn't work that way. Because the more true you are to yourself, number 1, you're going to find your tribe. They're going to find you. See, a lot of times we think, you have to talk a certain way. You have to carry yourself a certain way. You have to dress a certain way so that you can fit into the, whatever quote unquote class or bracket you want to be in. But I'm saying to you, if you would learn how to be who you are in your most 100% authentic self, how you really want to dress, how you really want to talk, how you really want to walk, how you really want to be out in this world, you will then attract all the souls to you who are also on that same vibrational frequency. They will in turn be happy because they found someone else in their tribe, and you will be happier and happiest because you've found someone in your tribe. This is 2018, folks. We're talking about stacking. We're going to talk about a lot of things, but I want you to focus on the now and who you are. Number 10. Continue to grow and evolve. That means through books, through seminars, through meetings, through meeting. Sometimes you have to get around people who are different, who think differently than you do. You have to get in a different environment. One thing before, when I was an employee and I worked for other people and I was a student, I was going to school for so many years. I worked full time and I took classes part-time, a lot of years like this. And one thing I noticed was that whenever I got into a different environment that was different from what I was accustomed to, okay? Different races, different ethnicities, different class of people, right? Who listen to different music, watch different movies. They live in a different socioeconomic bracket, different tax bracket, right? That's how I began to look at things different. I began to grow and evolve. When I got outside of my zip code, okay, I was born and raised in a certain zip code, just like you. You're born in a certain zip code. You're born in a certain socioeconomic bracket, right? You are not going to really start to pull out the different aspects of yourself, because I'm telling you, they're already within you. But you have to get around different cultures, if you will. You have to get around different people. You have to get around people who think different than you, who speak different than you, who live different than you, who look at the world and have a different worldview than you, to then begin to question some of the shit you've been told and some of the shit you believe. Because a lot of times, some of the shit you think and some of the shit you believe is just false. It's just false. The other day, my son said to me, one thing I'll say about this young Generation Z is they are really on their own shit. They don't think like us. They don't move like us. He's like, school is stupid. Half the shit, this is my son. And I allow him to speak to me, in his comfortable vernacular, because this is how he speaks to his friends. I tell him, you don't have to lie to kick it. Talk to me, because I don't believe in being fake. And he's like, Mom, half the shit we learn in school is some bullshit. Now, my son is a Scorpio, so he's going to keep it all the way 100,000%, right? Mom, the shit's some bullshit. Half this shit is a waste of my time. I'm not going to have to use this shit. And I'm like, son, you're absolutely right. You are not going to need to know how to break down a quadratic equation in order to survive. But you are going to have to know how to make some money. You are going to have to know how to maintain a budget, how to pay your bills, how to eat and feed yourself, and how to take care of yourself, right? And so he says to me, I don't think you need to learn everything in a book. And that's where I had to stop him. Because here's the thing. And I said to him, this is a common thing. This is a common saying. If you want to hide shit from niggas, put it in a book. And I'm not just talking about people with melanin in their skin. I'm talking, if you could be a Mexican nigga, you could be a white nigga, you can be a Islamic nigga, Arabic nigga. The point is, if you want to hide something from those who are ignorant, put it in a book, because they're not going to go look for it. They are not going to read. Can I get transparent today? Can we take the judgment away and just really be real today? Can we do that in 2018? Because I can't be fake anymore. I just can't do it. And what I said to him is, the problem is, you have a finite number of years that you are going to be on this planet. You have only but so much time in your body on this earth plane existence in this dimension. Now, you can either learn from the hundreds and thousands of years of wisdom from people who have come before you via books, or you can just go ahead and try to learn those things by yourself and keep bumping your head on the same mistakes people who have come before you have made. And the deal with books is that when you read a book, it's some shit that's in books that's not on a website. It's not on an app. It's not on Twitter. It's not in YouTube. Now, don't get me wrong. You can get a master's degree on YouTube. Don't get me wrong. I truly believe with a library, a public library card, and an internet Wi-Fi connection, there's not much that can stop you. However, there are some things that those who have come before us have placed in the pages of books that can save you 10, 20, 30 years of knocking your head against a brick wall. And you can say, I'm going to read this, and they're going to tell you, don't do this because it's not going to work. Do this. Gonna save you 10 years of heartache. But if you never read those words, you're gonna go through those same 10 years of heartache that they just told you could have prevented. And so what those books do in the pages of books is it shows you the footsteps of those who've come before you and help you to prevent making the same damn mistakes. And so I say all that to say to you, continue to grow and evolve through books, through videos, through film, through seminars, through conferences, through people. Be consistent. Be consistent. Because a lot of us, again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. We start some shit, we get good and going, and we fall off. And everything that is worth anything requires consistency. Life requires consistency, right? You have to eat, you have to sleep, you have to get rest, you have to wash yourself, you have to consistently. The sun rises consistently. Nothing can happen. It's impossible to stack without consistent work ethic. Consistently showing up. So learn to be consistent. Finish what you start. Be fearless. Be a boss. And use your own money. One thing I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt is the world hates a bum. And I'm not trying to be funny. It's one thing if you have mental, you have mental disorders, you have a mental issue that you are overcoming, right? But the world does not reward bums. If you need another man or woman to get from point A to point B because you don't have a car, you don't have a means, the world is going to frown upon you. You don't know how to get money. You have to always beg for money, ask for shit, ask for favors. The world is going to frown upon you. And you're going to have a harder life. Life is going to be hard for you. The more you have to depend on another man, or especially if you're a grown man or woman, you are over the age of 18, over the age of 21, and you are consistently still depending on other men and women for shelter, for a ride, for help, the world will be a hard, cold, dark place for you. And here's the thing. If you have, when we're talking about business, entrepreneurial ventures, if you have an angel investor or your mom funds your business or idea, understand that ultimately that man or woman, they are the ones who have final say over everything. And that's why some of the greatest CEOs and business owners will tell you, you don't want to totally depend on one thing. Great lesson I've taken away from Elon Musk. His book is amazing. This autobiography about Elon Musk. He talks about how he's had businesses. He's a serial entrepreneur first and foremost. So understand, when you see Tesla and you see SpaceX, understand he's the money behind it. He has a whole team of men and women who built all this shit, and they really are the brains and the mind and the heart and the spirit of these ventures. But whenever he depended on other motherfuckers to give him a green light, it's when he lost. It's when he had his greatest downfalls and had his greatest darkest days. But when you are financing something yourself and it's on your dime, you're the true shot caller. So always work for yourself. And I can say that with confidence because I work for myself. Whether you are a small business owner, a small entrepreneur, a business owner with multiple employees, even if you are an employee somewhere and you have something going on the side, always work for yourself. You have it in you. We're all born and equipped with what we need to do for self. Animals don't work for people. Animals don't work for other animals. Animals get up, birds, fish, you name it. The entire animal kingdom, they get up every day and they go get their food. And then they play and they enjoy life. Humans are the only ones who believe we have to work for somebody for the entirety of our existence. And just think about the fallacy of that thought, right? And so I'm saying to you, if you want to control your own destiny, if you want to stack during stack season. Work for yourself. Learn to do for self. It's okay to work for others long enough to pay your dues, learn how to properly do things, but nothing feels as good. Nothing feels as good as being able to wake up and do what the hell you want on your own terms. Trust me. Trust me on this. I know I'm speaking for experience. Nothing. Your best orgasm doesn't compare to being able to do whatever the hell you want to do. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? Choose yourself. Stop begging people for crumbs and peanuts. Will you publish my book? Will you greenlight my film? Will you let me get studio time and produce my music? And when you can generate real figures for yourself. But it begins, really with believing in yourself. Trusting in what God put in you and placed in you, and the spirits of the ancestors, what they've embedded in your DNA and your genetic makeup to already provide and do for self. You came here fully equipped. You never needed anyone. Once your parents got you here safe and you went beyond, primary school, elementary school, and you learn to read, you learn to count, you learn the world, you learn, a stove burns, right? You have everything within you to do for self. Stop doubting who you are. Every time you create anything, specifically anytime you create a new business venture, you're going to struggle. There's going to be some struggle. There's going to be some resistance. As with anything great, there's going to be a sense of resistance, right? And understand that it takes time. The other day, my nephew asked me, he said, Auntie, I'm trying to build my credit. He knows that I have pretty decent credit. I have A+ credit. And I said to him, it's going to take time. All this credit repair bullshit, and you pay somebody a couple $100 and they're going to fix your credit. Fuck all that shit. The same way it took years and years for you to fuck your credit up, it's going to take years and years for you to really build it up. And specifically, if you don't have student loans or a mortgage or an auto loan or personal loan, you need different types of credit to build credit. That's just one example. But the point is, even with a business, everything takes time. It takes time to build a life, and everything has what we call it's a period of development, right? It takes 9 months for a human embryo to develop. It takes time for a lemon tree to grow to maturity. It takes time for a business to grow to maturity. It takes time from the time the embryo of a giraffe to be fertilized for it to grow to a complete, 19, 18 feet tall, right? It takes time. Everything has a gestational period. And the problem is, a lot of us, we see millionaires, we see billionaires, we see people balling, we see people doing big things, and we want what they have, but we don't want to go through the gestational period that they had to go through. And sometimes it takes up to 5 years to really build a solid foundation, to build a real brand. You look at something like Starbucks, you look at McDonald's, you look at Coca-Cola, you look at the NFL, look at an NBA team. Look, it took years to become what it is now. You're not going to have what somebody has had and they've built up over 400 years. You're not going to have that in 2 years. And if you do, I would question it. I would question the strength and security of it, the stability of it, to be honest. And know that even a relationship, it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you really know somebody. When I see people who meet people and they jump in a relationship after 2 months, they're ready to get married. You don't know that person. You don't know that man or woman. It takes time to really fully know someone. It takes time to know yourself. And so business, money, finances, business is war, baby. That's why you have to read The Art of War. Because the precepts and the lessons learned in The Art of War can take you far into your relationship. It shows you how to deal with people. It shows you how to deal with people who are secretly, behind your back on some shit, right? Understand. Business is war. Never underestimate a competitor. Never underestimate a hater. Never underestimate a friend. Because here's the deal. You're never going to be betrayed by an enemy. You're always going to be betrayed by a friend, baby. One thing I can say to you about a so-called friend who's really actually somebody who envies you is they're going to leave little red flags. They're going to say shit. They're going to leave little crumbs to let you know how they really feel. And you have to be smart enough and equipped enough to identify when they say what they say, to understand and translate what they're really trying to convey. And a good way to tell those who are really actually secretly envious of you, and I'm going to leave that alone because, you don't want to get caught up on other people and their issues. But you can have friends, family even. I've seen cases where people's own mothers and brothers are envious and jealous of them. They won't support you. Whatever you have going on, they're not going to support it. Okay? They won't support you financially. They won't support you with their words. They just probably won't say anything. And they will be very indifferent to your cause. A lot of times, there's envy behind that. Because you doing shit and they're not. See, people want us to stay where we are when they know us. So if you know someone and you both are broke, they kind of want you to stay there because they're broke. And that's where they're comfortable. They may say with their mouth, I want to do better. I want to be better. I want to have more. But as long as you both are broke, they're okay. But when you now start to make actions and make moves to raise up and rise up, and you leave them there in that state, and you're actually doing better, now you're in a different bracket. And that doesn't feel good to somebody who knows they're not living up to their capacity. The only way to do what you do without getting burned out is to do what you love. And learn from other people's failures. I can look at some people, like one thing with marriage, I don't have to fuck up my marriage to know, okay, if I do this, and this, like my uncle or my aunt, or, my shit's probably going to fall apart. So I'm looking at other people's marriage to see what not to fucking do, right? Same thing with business. I see what not to do. And sometimes that's really how you have to be in stack season. You see people who get money and immediately they trick it off. They buy a new house. They're buying new cars. They're buying clothes. They're buying jewelry, right? They're buying fur coats. They're going on cruises. They're off in Paris. They're in Milan. They're in Italy. And next thing you know, they're broke. Don't do what other people do, because most people are fucking stupid. Most people are stupid. And I'm not saying that to be negative, but most people are stupid, ignorant, lack wisdom. And it's the rare soul who moves and behaves on a higher dimension mentally. And the world recognizes those individuals. Not saying they're perfect. Not saying they're perfect worth a damn. But they move and they behave and they think via the upper echelon. If something or someone gets on your nerves, which tends to happen, right? Especially, like at work. You know that ultimately it's not something you love, right? So I'm not saying everything is perfect, right? There's going to be times where even in your relationships, he or she is going to just get on your damn nerves. They're going to say shit and do shit that it's like, really? It just gets on your fucking nerves, right? This happens at work. You all have coworkers that just get on your nerves. It might be your boss. They just get on your fucking nerves. They're just stupid. They just say things that just grind on your nerves, right? Or they do things that just annoy you, right? That's a tiny little red flag, and it's a way of saying, this isn't the right chemistry. Because you'll know when it's the right chemistry. The things that other person or your coworker or your business partner or whatever line of work or whatever you're doing, it's not going to get on your nerves. It's not going to annoy you. It's going to be like something that it may be a quirk or idiosyncrasy of theirs, but it flies right over your head, and that's how you know it's for you, especially in relationships. If that person's little quirks and idiosyncrasies don't really bother you, it's nothing, it doesn't, you don't mind, then, that they are for you. But when the little things start to add up and it's like, this just isn't not rocking with me, that's not where you're supposed to be. Stack season. You will have to love this shit. You can't be lukewarm about something and expect to stack. And another thing, there will be pain and there will be sacrifice. And a lot of y'all don't want to experience any sacrifice. You expect shit to be sweet all the time. And because of that, you'll never reach the top. Some of you are too coddled. I said it. Some of you are too coddled. I think about some of the shit Americans say. First world problems. You mad because they fucked up your caramel macchiato. Your caramel macchiato was not hot enough. You're mad because the valet driver left your lights on. Are you fucking kidding? Are you kidding me? There's people out here who aren't eating. And you're mad because your fucking latte is messed up? We're coddled. We're soft. Failing is never failing. It's always a learning experience. And the problem is most people look at failure as a bad thing because school teaches you when you study for an exam, you should get an A+. And if you get anything less than an A+, you've failed. You've done bad. You've done wrong. But I'm here to tell you, in life, that's how you grow. You fail? Good. Great. Do something different. That's how you know what doesn't work. So you do some new shit and you learn and you refine and you tighten up where you need to tighten up. You can never give a shit about what other people think or say about you during stack season or otherwise. Because again, most people are stupid. These are facts. Most people don't know who they are or what they want. Most people honestly, truly do not know what they want. They don't know what they want. And critics only make you stronger, ultimately. So you have to look at what they're saying as feedback. And sometimes the feedback really truly helps if you use it to your advantage. And you have to look for teachers. If you want to be a mechanic, you got to go hang out with the mechanics. You want to be a millionaire? You have to get around those millionaires. What are their habits? What are they doing? What are they not doing? How do they behave? Use your money. You have to keep flipping your money. See, the wealthiest men and women, They use debt to create wealth. And know in advance what you'll do with your first million. You have to know in advance. What are you going to do with your first million? What are you going to do with your first billion? Are you going to reinvest it? Are you going to invest in stock and bond? Are you going to get real estate? Are you going to trick it off on Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Teslas? Know how to diversify your dollars, how to diversify your yen, your pesos, your rupee. You must have a plan, and this plan must be something you can articulate to others, be they partners, investors, angel investors, clients, customers, etc., etc. Stack season is about creating a life you love. See, for me, every month, every quarter is stack season. And no matter what it looks like, it's never as good as it sounds, but it's also never as bad as it looks either. Because when the world thinks shit is going bad, that's the time when you really want to tighten up and go all in. It's never as bad as it looks. Never. Because life is all about valleys and plateaus. Valleys and plateaus. Valleys and plateaus. And sometimes the problem is we pay too much attention to what other people are thinking and doing and no time on what we came here to do. So fuck what's going on with the economy. Fuck what's going on with the government. Fuck what's going on Instagram and Facebook. What did you come here to do? And focus on what matters. Everybody is replaceable. Everybody is replaceable. Don't get caught up on one man or one woman and they got you crying and you at the house singing Brian McKnight songs. Don't ever get too caught up in how someone makes you feel, because everyone is replaceable. And if you don't believe me, I will personally give you my phone number and I will let you know, and I will read you and let you know that you can get over anybody. Focus on what matters. When you're working, work. Look at how people manage their time. Most people, and again, most people are broke. Most people are going through shit. Most people don't know how to deal with their problems. And so most people, they're tweeting, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're watching cat videos and shit, right? And that is precisely why they're broke. And I'm not trying to be funny. This is for people who are tired, sick and tired of being broke, and you're ready to be A-level, next level, really living life. Because it's a lot out here to live. There's a whole world out there. Beautiful oceans and islands and wonderful food and adventure and intrigue. And some people just will never get to taste what all is out there because they won't be able to experience it. And appreciate genius. Bring your A game. Always. 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 People are always watching and taking note of what you do, especially when you're winning and are on top, right? Whatever you're doing, there is someone who can do it better. And here's the thing, the boss doesn't always make the most money. That's something that I learned. I learned that recently. Everybody who looks like they're, shining isn't necessarily shining, if you get my drift. And there's nothing unique about anyone except their drive and ability to deliver. We're all unique in the sense that we're all unique, right? It's like they say, you're unique and there's a special gift about you just like everybody else, right? And here's the thing. If you build an app, make sure your shit works. Be able to articulate your ideal clearly and execute flawlessly. Be able to articulate your concept in 90 seconds or less and know your numbers. Know how to explain your vision. And what I find a lot of times is people, they know what they kind of want, but they don't really know how they're going to get there. Or they think what they want. They believe they're going to get there a certain kind of way. And it's not really feasible when they start to flesh it out, right? And so if you're passionate and successful, you'll just wake up one day rich. You'll wake up wealthy. You'll wake up happy. You'll wake up, your partner will be beautiful or handsome. You'll build a business and wake up able to finance the lifestyle you're hungry for. That's what stack season is about. Being able to wake up and do what the fuck you want to do. You must be optimistic. You have to view the world in such a way that you're able to win. And grind. If you learn to live simple and well under your means, you'll feel incredibly rich. And that's what frees you up and gives you the options to start something new, to leave the job you're not excited about, where, there might be a glass ceiling on you. And one thing I can say about a glass ceiling, the only way a glass ceiling exists is if you're begging somebody to be a part of their system. Fuck their system. Start your own shit. So don't beg them to be a part of their organization. Start your own organization. I don't believe in a glass ceiling. There cannot be a glass ceiling if it's your entity, right? It's only a glass ceiling if it's someone else's entity. And the point of stack season is to get out of their system and their entity and create your own. Save your money. Stop tricking it off on shit that don't matter and have an impact. Like, why are you out here doing what you're doing? And here's the thing. You don't necessarily have to be on TV to be impactful, but guess what? You do have to be impactful to be on TV. No one on television is not impactful. Even if you don't agree with it. People say, well, I don't see why people care about, keeping up with the Kardashians, and the Kardashians are trash. But they may be trash, but guess what? They are impactful trash. That's why they're there. Someone wants to see it. They have an audience. When times are bad is when the real, true entrepreneurs emerge. You must learn to see the opportunity in the midst of chaos. That's a rare trait. And inside every problem lies an opportunity. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. It doesn't matter how deep and spiritual you are. If you broke and you don't know how to make the ends meet and feed your children, then your spirituality is really inept. When there's an ache, you want to be like aspirin, not vitamins. So ask yourself, are you here to be aspirin or are you here to be vitamins? Aspirin solves a very particular problem that someone has. Whereas vitamins, they're general. It's nice to have it, right? But when somebody is aching, they need a motherfucking aspirin. And you want to be the aspirin. And behind that aspirin is going to come a lot of reward. Solve problems. Be a problem solver. This world revolves around and rewards problem solvers. And I'll leave you with this. Distinguish yourself through your hustle and your initiative. This is stack season. And as long as you're giving your all, I mean really truly giving your 110%, you will win. You will stack. Peace.